Welcome. Can everyone hear me okay? Hi. Yes. Okay, wonderful. So wonderful to have you all here. Thank you for being here. Just while everybody's coming in, I would like to just share that it's beautiful and sunny here in Kelowna in Western Canada, British Columbia. And I'd love to learn, as you know, every time we hop on these calls, it's just so nice to see where everybody's tuning in from when we join on these lives, So as you're tuning in, I would love to hear about where in the world you're coming from. And while you're doing that, I am just burning some black sage as an offering for clearing. I've used this to clear some of my devices, and also the energy coming into this new year. Technically, this is like a new year because astrologically, cosmically, we are going into the new cycle. So we're going to talk about that today, just briefly. But black sage, and also I'm going to just tell you, like, the underbelly of today's theme is about dreams. So I hope that you're excited to tune in and get in touch with your dreams. And we're going to be sharing some of our dreams today. So just welcoming you all. Let's see where we've got people coming in from. Albany, New York. From the ES. Oh, yes. Okay. Hey, Jeff, tuning in from Thailand. We got Colombia. Beautiful. Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome. Calgary, Portland. Germany. Chilean in Germany. Beautiful. So nice that you're traveling, or maybe you live there now. Good morning from the east coast of Western Thailand. Yes, welcome, Jeff. Oh, amazing, Tracy. Well, now you can invite in the new spring, or might be autumn for some of you that are joining in here. Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Oh, hi, Peggy. Who do we got here? Jordan. Here from Ireland. Yes, you're going to be ready for dreaming. It's late for you. And also in Nottingham, UK. Oh, I love that you waited up for this. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much for taking your Yoga Nidra practice as late as you are into the evening. So while I've got this black sage burning, this is traditionally a type of sage that they would use to enhance dreams and also healing too. And dreams can also be quite healing. And I know that for some of us, we might disagree depending on what our dreamscape has been lately. But I did want to tune into that a little bit today because it's a long season of newness. And really, when we get into these practices, we're always revisiting the newness. You know, in the Buddhist practice, we always come back to the beginner's mind. When we, look at the tarot, there's starting back at the circle, the Fool, like coming around full circle. And one of the things I really wanted to celebrate with all of you today is that over the last 12 months, over the whole cycle of the sun around the earth coming back to the spring equinox, I have released a Yoga Nidra each month that has been suited and tailored to the astrological archetypes. And what do I mean by that? Some people would refer to them as the zodiac signs, but I like to consider them archetypes because ultimately, when we consider archetypes, this is a characteristic or a model of characteristics that we all can relate to in some way. So even if you were to, look over every astrological sign, there's going to be some element of it that you are going to feel like, well, that kind of works for me too. And if you get even deeper into this type of research, you'll find that the moment that you were born, there's a particular, the planets are all aligned in a particular way just so that you could connect to them and be born in that moment. Like, just think for a second, not too hard, but like how miraculous it is that you're here right now, that you're able to see me on this video, that you're on this planet, that you're breathing this air, that we're drinking this water, that we're sharing this moment together. Like, it is truly a miracle. You know, if things were structured in the way that we'd like to imagine them in a fantasy, just one person fell in love with another person and the cosmos shifted at the exact moment, and then voila, 9 months later, here you are. And it's special. It's really special. And what happened is, over all of that time, they started to collect these data points. It was a very intuitive thing where the stars would align. If you look into any civilization, there was some element that looked to the sky. You know, we look to the sky for dreaming, for curiosity, and to, you know, connect with something beyond what was here. But somewhere along the line, sometimes we get caught up in those masks. Sometimes we get caught up in this illusory idea that we have to be a particular thing, like we have to fit inside a particular box, or we believe we fit inside a particular box. And so ultimately, the idea of belonging can be challenging, right? Like finding your people. And, you know, one of the things that I love, if you're on this right now, is that, like, you're my people. We've all connected over the practice of Yoga Nidra. We've connected because we value deep rest. And I love working with people. I love supporting you when you value that, because I know what society wants from us. I know what we feel pressured by, and also what we're seeing out in the world. It's really influencing how we show up. And I believe that when there's enough of us making, it's ironic to call it a movement towards rest, a movement towards stillness, then we're helping bring more of a peacefulness to the world. And, you know, my mission is to bring as many people as I can together on that mission to value deep rest, to understand this practice in a way that you're not just using it as a band-aid. You're not just using it because you can't sleep or because you feel stressed, but you're using it as a way to liberate yourself from the hustle culture, from the always go, 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 where you get to the point that you start getting fatigues or burnout or discomfort, dis-ease in the body. We want to rest and digest our experiences. And right now, we all know that there's a lot of experiences that have been coming up. And I feel like I'm not alone in this. In just the last little while has been quite a lot for people to watch, you know? And for some of us, feel like outsiders looking in. And what can we do? There's almost like a hopelessness to it. And I just want to encourage you to remember that, you know, we can be like the bees. You know, what I mean by that is that back in simpler times, let's call them, the bees would pollinate just within their region, and they would get pollen from all the different flowers that were within that region. And honey was considered to be a remedy for an antihistamine. It was something that would help calm the body. Now, I'm not a nutritionist, so don't go out like getting honey for particular reasons because I said something. Like, I love honey. But what I'm sharing here is that take care of your community. Take care of the people that are around you. We all need each other right now, and we need to lean on each other because, you know, your neighbor might need your help. And so when we look and zoom out into the big picture and think about how we want to help the world, don't look too far. Like, someone that you can support could be right near you. And if you're on the other end of that, then help is near. You just need to ask. You just need to ask. And so when we're coming into this spring energy, I want us to recognize the helpers within ourselves, but also just this vibrance that the sun brings. And for those of you that are in the Southern Hemisphere, because I know a lot of you in the Southern Hemisphere are actually able to make it to this because it's later in the morning for you. So I don't want you to feel left out in this because we're talking about spring energy. The other aspect of this, like an equinox, right? Equality, equanimity, peacefulness. That's why we're here today, is to bring in peacefulness, but also to collectively come together in this dream of creating peace. And like, I don't mean to sound like Miss America pageant or something like that, but that is what I want for the world, is for us to be able to discover peace while we rest. And this begins to amplify out into the world around us, because when we can be able to witness our experiences rather than get super involved in the thought, the wheel that keeps on turning, we could slow that thought train down, and we can start looking around us and starting to see what we are grateful for, all of the abundance that is right in front of us. And the more that we get into that, let's call it a frequency, the more that we get into that vibration, the more we amplify the people around us. It is what it is in the best way possible. So I want you to help your neighbor. And today actually marks a significant day for me personally, because on this day last year, my sweet cat, my little biggie boy, he passed on into the beyond. He went beyond. And this morning I had a sense of true reflection of what his impermanence brought to my life. And it feels important because as I started moving through my day and feeling that grief, that mourning, kind of reflecting back and looking at pictures and just acknowledging the presence that he had. And I'm not going to lie, he's right here next to me in his afterlife form. But it just was really such a wonderful awareness to have. And I invite you right now as well, actually, to just kind of like take a reflective moment about what this cycle has brought. Because, we had the new year. Everybody focuses on resolution, right? Like, let's become something. And then we kind of falter off. And then the new moon, the Chinese New Year, transition from the shedding of the snake into the fire horse, which we're now going into Aries season today. So this is also marking like any of that residual letting go to this moment, so that we can get into the fire of Aries and send that horse off blazing into the future. But first, let's get like really clear about where we're at. So I just want to take a moment with everyone and connect to a reflective aspect of ourselves, and just, how many springs did it get to? How many autumns did we get to come into this moment? And when we consider this full cycle around the sun around the earth, like, let's just take a moment and think of all of the wonderful things that happened. And, like, if you're immediately thinking about the rough stuff, don't worry, we'll get there. This is about equality, equinox. So, like, let's first focus on what this year brought us joy. And, if you feel called, maybe even write it in the chat, like what this year was like. Wow, this year was really, really beautiful for me. And just dropping into that for a moment. Like, what were some of the beautiful memories and reminders that we had throughout this year that popped up for us? Immediately I get to reflect on how I got to meet my nephew, the first son in the family, just how special that was. I reflect back on the first graduates of the Yoga Nidra teacher training and how that for me was like a really monumental moment in my life's path and purpose. You know, just being able to touch the water of the ocean. You know, I got to be able to be by the ocean. I'm inland, so that was special. Just kind of notice what felt really significant for you. Can you come back there? Does it have a scent? Does it have a taste? Does it have a feeling? Then maybe sharing in the chat, what are some of your favorite memories of this revolution of the seasons? What are some of the things that came up for us this year that were really special? A move to Albany with your partner, beautiful. Ah, you're in that moment now, beautiful. Traveling and sharing time with family. Oh, how nice. What a gift to give them as well. Rest and Yoga Nidra coming into it. And now when we consider how wonderful some of those experiences were that we came into, we recognize that there's this element of this peak, and then we come into the valley. In the valley, let's just maybe place a hand onto the heart and a hand onto the belly. And let's first just allow the forefront of the mind for that beautiful memory of, the move. I see some of you are really excited about the men and women's hockey. I'm a Canadian, so we were sad for a moment there. And then what else do we have here? Supporting the animals that Jeff cares for. Just coming to that special moment. A week in Costa Rica, a special retreat, trauma-informed retreat. Beautiful, Tracy. And if it's challenging to recall a particular moment, let's just drop back into a moment where we can sense joy, feel joy into the body. And we're going to have that moment as an anchor for our practice. So just coming back to that beautiful place within us, celebrating what we experienced in that year. And then we're going to express this a little bit differently, Maybe the hand is feeling comfortable enough to come down now. And bring your attention to the space between the brows. And I invite you to offer a little bit of a gift to yourself. This is going to be a little bit of a meta exploration. So first offering, may I be peaceful. May I be peaceful. May I be healthy. Just repeating that within the mind. May I be supported. May I be free. And just knowing that any challenging or grief or guilt or shame related energy, that we're just calling that into ourselves. Like, may I be healthy. May I be peaceful. May I be supported. May I be free. And then from here, I would love for you to invite to the forefront of the mind, perhaps someone perhaps someone that you truly love, or someone that you feel needs your love, or, someone that, perhaps you just need to send this to as a message. And repeating, may you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you be supported. May you be free. And with your next inhale, feel the breath coming in through the back body, so right around the back of the heart. And when you exhale, feel the breath go out through the heart center. So inhale through the back body, right by the heart. And then exhale out through the heart space. And just feel that energy kind of circulating in through the back and out through the heart. And I'd like to extend that we consider everyone here, everybody that's on this call, everybody within this community, everyone that needs it in a wider way. And repeating within, may we be peaceful. May we be peaceful. May we be healthy. May we be supported. May we be free. And collectively, with all of this energy, just taking a moment to breathe in through the back and out through the heart. And then gently open the eyes if they're lowered. And just going to set the intention that this peacefulness, that this health and support and freedom is sent off to all of us. Palo Santo acts as a beautiful intention setter. And so we'll set that intention moving forward. And together, let's all bring this peaceful dream out into the world. Today we're meeting collectively because of this special moment, the equinox. And while I'd been going through this year and working through the archetypes, I also, you may not know this, had infused elements of the hero's journey along the way, because there's these 12 pinnacle moments throughout the hero's journey. And so as we go into Aries, we're going into the ordinary world, understanding the ordinary world. And what happens is this, you go on this journey of understanding the different archetypes of these astrological characters, and you'll see an aspect of yourself through all of them. And when we came around closer to Pisces season, which we're now moving out of into Aries, there was the eclipse season. And the eclipse season during that time becomes very, very reflective. And so this period that we were just in has been there. So if you felt like you were feeling your health was kind of lower, maybe you're feeling like kind of sick or flu-y or cold-like symptoms, this was just essentially like an energetic release and a friend helped me rebrand it as a purge, as a way to get all of that final stuff out of the system. So if anybody here was feeling that, like, just know you weren't alone. I was in it too. I was in the swirl. And now as we move into this new year, I wanted to share with you some of my big dreams. And Kat, who's on this call today, we're connecting later to put some more of this energy of the equinox into this dream. But ultimately, I would love to continue growing the Nova Nidra community so that we can host more events like this. And each month we do connect, and we have a special ceremony where we connect just like we are today. We go through a Yoga Nidra, and we also move through some prompts to better understand ourselves. And this is a space where it's completely free to come in. And once you're in there, you can connect with people from around the world. And we're almost at 1,000 people that have joined. So I'm hoping that maybe today or within the next couple of days, we can make our way into having 1,000 members within that space. So if you're not already a part of the Nova Nidra community, make sure to join. I'll definitely be sending a link in the chat here, or if somebody has a link they want to pop into the chat, you're welcome to do that too. So I would love to have that dream of more of us coming together for deep rest. And I started thinking about, like, what's this all about? You know, for me, starting this channel was really for offering to all of you a style of Yoga Nidra, a lineage of Yoga Nidra that I felt wasn't getting enough airtime. And I hadn't really discovered something that resonated the way that this practice had in the style I deliver it. And that was where it went. And then eventually I knew that this was all I really wanted for myself, was to share this practice in this way. And, you know, I have slowed down in how many offerings I can because of just having to be able to honor my own seasons through life. But I really miss putting out all of these Yoga Nidras. And so within the Nova Nidra community, you can always find that there's like special releases that we're doing. And this isn't all about that. It's more so just to say that if you're missing having more of these offerings, just come find me in that community. I'd love to support you in that way. And also that we're taking people through the teacher training right now, and it's been just so beautiful to see all of the bright eyes, the beginner's mind going through that. And I hope to be training as many people that feel called to this work, whether you decide to share it out into the world or just understand it more deeply for yourself. Like, the more people that we have sharing Yoga Nidra and this practice in this way in their communities locally is just a beautiful thing. But if you feel as though that's not where you want to take it, you can always explore more through the Peace and Rest program. And it really breaks down and gives this experiential approach to how you can deepen your practice. So my hope is to one day eventually be getting the Nova Nidra, Yoga Nidras into hospices and really supporting people around the globe in that way. And I always tell people, if you have a dream, if you have something big, like, speak it out into the world, because if you just keep it quiet, then nobody knows and no one can really support you with that. So if you're someone out there and you align with the vision of bringing Nova Nidra into hospices and supporting in that way, like, that's my dream, is to one day have a foundation where I can be able to support people on their journey. Because I know for me, when I was going through my cancer journey, when I was told that, you know, it was terminal, I use this practice in a very spiritual way to help me connect to myself, but also for me to process a lot of the experiences I had challenges processing until that moment. And, you know, I don't want people to have to wait until that moment to be able to have the profound experience that I did, which is why the programs are there. But ultimately, when that expands, like, I would love to be able to bring Yoga Nidra into places that help people die with dignity and, get to experience that peacefulness, like peace in rest before we rest in peace. So I'm just putting it out there. I'm just sharing that with the world because that's the heart-led mission behind what I'm doing. It's not polished. It's not, I didn't really plan for how I was going to release that to all of you, but this is how I would like to bring it out into the world. And so I'm putting it out there. I'm calling it out. And how can you be supportive of this? How can you, just even hearing it now, is I just want to gift to you. I'd like to gift to you, all of you here, a Yoga Nidra practice where we can just embody that, where we can get into deep rest. And I want to invite you to your dream, to expand into your dreams. And that's not the expectation. I don't want you to have preconceived notions going into this Yoga Nidra. Ultimately, I want for you, this is my intention that I put into the sage, is that when we go through this practice together today, that you are able to restore your nervous system so that you can be open to those dreams again. So with no further ado, that is my message for the day. Thank you for listening. And let's get to the good part, the Yoga Nidra. So everyone here, thank you for listening to my little TED Talk about my dream. And as we do more of these lives together and connect in the Nova Nidra community and everyone can support this dream together, then I'm sure there'll be more to share. But for now, I'm just going to let it be messy and plant the seed. That's the seed. Okay, so everyone here. Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you, Jeff. All right. So for those of you who are maybe newer to Yoga Nidra or just getting into it, Yoga Nidra is practice lying down. So you can practice in your bed. You can practice on a yoga mat. You can practice on a couch or a recliner or with a bunch of cushions, or I like to call it your Nidra nest. Get cozy in your Nidra nest. And once you are, you're just going to allow the arms to rest out by your sides, palms facing skyward. Extend the legs and let them relax, soften towards the sides. And then feel a nice little lengthening through the back of the neck because, a lot of us have our heads down or not holding the best posture. So let's find alignment in our spine. And as you find this alignment into your spine, you're going to open up through the chest. And what we're moving into ultimately is surrender. We're surrendering. We're opening ourselves up. Yoga Nidra in action is letting go. If you don't know how to let go, practice Yoga Nidra. All right, so find yourself comfortable. Make any last little adjustments that you need. And then lower the eyes or close them completely. And from here, let's calm our nervous system with a physiological sigh. Take an inhale from the bowl of the pelvis up towards the heart. Another sip of air, filling the lungs and the breath all the way to the crown of the head. And exhale, let that all go down. Inhale, bowl of the pelvis to the heart. Another breath of air to the crown of the head. And exhale, let it go. Inhale once more. A second inhale, fill the lungs completely. And exhale, let it go. As you are guided into the practice of Yoga Nidra, this will just be a little bit of a shorter one, maybe about 30 minutes or so. So just making yourself really, really comfortable. And know that during all states of consciousness, the practice of Yoga Nidra, the benefits will be received. So just letting yourself rest easy, knowing that Wherever you're at, whatever you experience is exactly what is meant for you in this moment. Repeating within the mind, I will remain aware. I will remain rested and aware for the practice of Yoga Nidra. Repeating it now. I will remain rested yet aware for the practice of Yoga Nidra. And then from here, feeling the support of the earth beneath you, supported by the space around you, and accepted in this moment just as you are. The practice of Yoga Nidra begins now. Become aware of the silhouette of your body. Observe the silhouette of your body. Noticing all the points of contact from your body and the surface beneath you. Noticing all of your edges. Your awareness tracing all of the edges of your body. You might notice sounds. Just observe the sounds. Notice how these sounds begin to blend with the edges of the body. How the sound is not only directed towards the ears, but to all of your edges. Feeling into the lightness and the heaviness of your body. The warmth and the coolness. Until eventually you can sense all of your senses, externally and internally. Your outer world and inner world become one felt sense. There is nothing else that you need to do. There is nowhere else you need to be. You are fully supported in this moment, completely here. And as you sense your presence begin to unfold, you're invited to tune in to the heart center. You could perhaps even become aware of the beat of your heart, the pulse of life moving through you. And as you become aware of your heart, open your heart just slightly to an inner truth Opening your heart to an inner truth. Consider your heart-led desire, intention, your Sankalpa, more powerful than any wish, an I or I am declaration to self that resonates deeply. If you are not currently working with a Sankalpa, consider some of the following until your truest Sankalpa reveals itself during the practice or when it is meant to. I am at peace. I am in harmony. I am home. I am free. I am awakened to a new reality. I am expansive. I am loving awareness. Or perhaps simply, I am. Repeat your Sankalpa now within the mind's eye, with the energy and coherence of the heart. Repeat it 3 times, 3 times, 3 times. Release your Sankalpa now. Trusting you will return to it, the closing of your practice. You are now entering into Annamaya Kosha, the rotation of consciousness. Follow my voice as you discover one pointed awareness throughout the body. Begin by placing your awareness onto the right hand thumb, the tip of the thumb. The tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. The back of the hand, the palm of the hand, the whole right hand. the wrist, right elbow, right elbow, right elbow. Send your awareness to the right shoulder, sensing the whole right arm, the whole right hand. Awareness of the pit of the throat, the center of the chest, center of the torso, space below the navel, pubic bone, the center line of the torso, the right side of the torso, right hip, awareness descending to the right knee, right knee, right knee. Ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, the whole right leg, the whole right foot and right leg, right side of the torso, right arm, right hand. Notice the heaviness of the right side of the body. Sense the sinking weight of the right side of the body. And begin to notice get heavier and heavier. Now you're invited to become aware of the lightness of the right side of the body, getting lighter and lighter until you discover neutrality. Rotate your consciousness now into the left hand thumb. Left hand thumb. Left hand thumb, the tip of the thumb. Index finger. The tip of the middle finger. Tip of the ring finger. Tip of the little finger. Back of the hand. Palm of the hand. Left wrist. Left elbow. Left elbow. Left elbow. Left shoulder. the whole left arm and left hand. An orb of awareness at the pit of the throat. Orb of awareness at the center of the heart. Orb of awareness at the core. Orb of awareness below the navel. Orb of awareness at the pubic bone. Becoming aware of the light left side of the torso. The left hip. Awareness traveling down the left leg towards the knee. Left knee. Left knee. The lower leg towards the ankle. Left heel. Top of the foot. Sole of the foot. Left big toe. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe. Little toe. The tips of all your left toes, your left foot, left leg, left torso, left arm, left hand. Becoming aware of the lightness and heaviness of the left side of your body. Allowing for the left side of your body to get heavier and heavier. Invite it to become lighter and lighter and lighter. Becoming fully aware of the left side of your body. And then begin to bring a sense of equanimity into the whole left side of the body. And now experience the right side of the body. And the left, and the right. Awareness floating into both sides of the body, back and forth. Until eventually you sense your whole body awareness. And ascend the awareness from the soles of the feet, past the ankles, the knees, up the backs of the legs into the glutes, wrapping around to the hips and the pelvic floor. Sense an orb of awareness at the bowl of your pelvis. Aware of your sit bones, your tailbone. Moving up the sacrum to the lower back, the mid back, the upper back. Awareness of your shoulder blades. Awareness of your chest. Awareness of your shoulders. Awareness of both your arms, both your hands. Awareness of your whole torso, the front and back body, to your shoulders, your neck. Aware of the back of the head, the crown of the head, the whole head. And gently observe your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyelids. Aware of the orbs of the eyes, the space between the eyes. And tip of the nose. Sensing both nostrils. The upper lip, the lower lip. Sense both lips together. And softening along the jawline. Sense your whole face, your whole head, and the clearing between the brows. Awareness of your whole body resting here. Sensing into the lightness, sensing into the heaviness. Completely here. Allow your awareness to connect to the space between the brows. And begin to observe your breath moving in and your breath moving out. Awareness of the breath moving in and the breath moving out. As you connect to your breath, you connect to your prana, your life force energy. As you breathe in, sense of vitality moving in through every pore of your skin, every cell in your body as you inhale. And as you exhale, observe any stagnant energy moving out of the body. Inhale, feeling vibrance and vitality moving into the body, just observing the breath in this way. And with every exhale, feel all the dust in the cobwebs coming out of the corners, clearing out the body. Inhale, feel life force energy drawing back all the way into the root. And as you exhale, feel life force energy moving up the spine, clearing out any stagnant, any static energy. As you inhale now, feel the breath go all the way into the sacral, the space below the navel. And as you exhale, feel it rise up and clear out through the crown of the head. The next inhale, feel the breath draw into the center of the torso. Feeling a bright, sunny light expanding up through the spinal column, through the crown of the head as you exhale. Inhale, feel breath drawing in towards the heart space. And as you exhale, feel it clear up once again. Inhale, awareness draws into the throat. Exhale, feel the breath move out through the throat space. Your next inhale, feel breath drawing into the third eye center. And as you exhale, feel it clear out along the horizon. Inhale now through the roots, moving up towards the crown. And exhale, feel energy draw back from the crown down into the root. And now, just as you observe that experience, start to notice where the breath naturally wants to clear. Observe your inhales, observe your exhales, and naturally feel the breath moving in and out of one of these energy centers you brought breath into. Inhale, observe the breath clearing, cleansing, bringing vital energy in. And exhale, bringing stagnation and static energy out. Continue to breathe, feeling this energy clearing, this self-healing. You know exactly where you need to drive the energy of your breath. Let it flow. And now let it go. Release the observation of your breathing. Sensing the vitality and the stagnation blending into a harmonized state. And from this place of harmony, allow your awareness to draw up once again to the clearing between the brows. In this space between the brows, allow for the vibrance to expand along the horizon, inviting yourself into the dreamlike landscape of the inner world, connected through body, through breath. You have created a space within yourself where you invite the wisdom of your body to unfold. Rest deeply into this clearing and allow for the wisdom of the body to share with you the message you are ready to hear. Scanning the body from the crown of the head all the way down to your fingertips, your toe tips, the crown of your head. Begin to envision for yourself what wisdom the body has for you in this moment. Let it come to you in sensation. Let it arrive in colors, locations. Perhaps you notice a place. Perhaps you connect to a person. Invite your internal wisdom. Notice the colors, notice the shapes. Connecting to your internal wisdom. Trusting that your body knows exactly what you need. Inviting the volume of the outer world to go down and the inner world to speak with love, compassion, through its own language of dreams, shapes, and symbols. Sensations and emotions. Everything is welcome here. Feel into it all. As you explore your inner dreamscape, invite your Sankalpa to return. This declaration to self that resonates deeply. Repeat it now, calling in your truth, your love. Repeat your Sankalpa 3 times, declaring it into the subconscious mind to expand into your waking life. I am. Whatever it may be, I am. Declare it to be true. I am. Water this seed. Continue to water this seed into your waking life. Invite your Sankalpa to expand your dreams so that you can lead with your heart and the coherency of the space of the heart and the mind. Your dreams allow for others to dream too. You are welcome to return from this dream. Starting to feel the weight of your body. Beginning to feel the depth of your breath bring aliveness into all of the points of contact between you and the surface beneath you. You can sense the air, how it rests on your skin, and peace, how it is placed on your face. Connecting to your heart that beats with life, love, and acceptance. You are loved just as you are. The practice of Yoga Nidra is complete. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Begin to feel into your fingers, your toes. Maybe coming into a full body stretch. You may interlace the fingers and the arms up overhead. And then with an exhale, hands come all the way back down. And you can roll off to your side. And as you roll off to your side, maybe you take a moment to just sense a little bit of gratitude for someone, somewhere, something. And for those of you that wish to stay a little bit longer, I just have a couple of questions for you. You can journal them or share them in the chat. And it would mean a lot if you also, after this video, were to subscribe or to like this video so that it can get into the hands of many more listeners. And we can extend this peaceful practice to more people in the world and have more people join the Yoga Nidra community so we can make it to that beautiful 1,000 members. So as you come back, I'd just love for you to get your pen to the paper and write out anything that came to you as a wisdom from the body. Even if it seems funny, even if it doesn't make sense, don't worry about making sense of anything yet. Just get it out of your head and get it onto the page. And you don't even have to reflect on it tonight. Just write it down and you can look at it tomorrow. But I encourage you now, notice, what did I feel physically in my body? What did I feel physically in my body? What did we notice when we went through the practice of Yoga Nidra? What were we feeling in our body? And then noticing the energy. When I was moving the energy, what messages came through to me? When I connected to my breath, to my life force, was there somewhere I could feel needed a little attention? Was there somewhere that spoke really loudly, proudly? And then when you are writing this, connecting to the body, connecting to your energy, then you'll want to also move now into the emotional states. When I felt vibrance, what was vibrance like for me? What is that experience like? What was that release of stagnation like? What did I notice as the stagnation in my body? What did that feel like to let go? Dose Vela, that's a funny hashtag. Your right leg kept twitching. You know what? That's very normal. It's very normal for the body when we start to rest. Sometimes our bodies can do like little twitches or little movements, and it's the nervous system recalibrating oftentimes. So that's a good sign usually if there's a little bit of twitching. It means your body's fully resting. And then checking in with that emotional state. So if you're still journaling, we're looking at our physical body, we're looking at our emotional body, our energetic body. Now we're looking at the emotions, the vibrancy, the stagnation. We kind of explored that with our breath too. Churning in the sacral area. Yeah, a lot of sacral work today. Even if we're not aware of it collectively, we're coming into creation mode. This is where like you're just consider this for a second. We talk about chakras in the Peace and Rest program a bit more in depth, but ultimately the sacral chakra, it connects us also to the third eye center. These are two places of creation. So this is where the dreaminess comes from. What are we dreaming of? So once we get into the physical body, we want to journal about our energy, our life force, then tapping into the emotions. And then let's go a little bit deeper into like the inner wisdom. What came through to you for your inner wisdom? And then, of course, to close this today, what bliss are we calling in? What bliss are you calling in with this dream? This dreamy energy. Let's use this Pisces transition, this watery, very dreamy energy that the Pisces energy has. And let's bring that into the fieriness of Aries, ignite it like the fire horse that everybody's been talking about, right? This is the time. Time is now. So if there is something that you gathered from today's session, if there is something that resonated, please share it, because when you share your experiences, that helps people feel like they're not alone. And you're the courageous one that goes forward and shares that. So please share some of your experiences in the comments of this video so that other people get to see it. And of course, head on over to the Yoga Nidra community. I'll put the link into the show notes of this video so that you can go there. And I can't wait to meet you inside, because we're going to have lots of really exciting things coming through in that space over the next couple of months. And it's just such a beautiful place to connect with everybody. And it's the doorway into deepening your practice. So I just want to thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to be online with all of you. We had over, I think, 50 some people here at one point, and 40 of you are still remaining. So that's like really beautiful that all of us from around the world were connecting like this, and there's going to be more watching it later. So once again, thank you for being here. Rest well, be well, and plant the seeds of your dreams now, because big things are happening around the world. Rest well, everyone.